Welcome back to Tahoe. Today in the studio, Dave Huber, Martin Goldberg in the house to talk about Measure H. I've seen it around here and there. Haven't heard much about it, just maybe a blog here or there. So that's why you guys are getting in here, spread the awareness. So for the folks that have no clue, have not even seen the Measure H sign or stickers like you have there, give them the top level stuff and then we'll dig into some of the details.
Okay, well this is a partial tax that the Board of Directors have elected to take to the voters to hopefully have some sort of sustainable funding for our fires and fuel crew and some other capital improvements and some replacement stuff. So we're working on that. We're going to the public. Our funds are drying up. We've been using it on grants for about the last 7 years. And now the funds have been drying up, so now we need to go to the public to get some sort of sustainable funding for this.
Let's back it up just a little bit. What are those funds going to? I mean, you're talking defensible space. Is that it?
It'll fund the Angora Peak Fire Crew, which is a 20-person crew. That crew, what they do is they go around the community. What we're hoping to do is create what's called a halo around the community, where we've created an area where fire moves slowly, an area that we can get fires out. So that crew's in place currently, and what we want to do is sustain it, keep it. The other thing is our free chipping program. Our free chipping program it's been used by the community for years now. We actually started it prior to 2007 and 2001 with grant funding. And that's called 577 CHIP, and we come out and we clear the slash or help remove the slash from your property.
Really? I didn't. And that's the phone number, 577 CHIP? I never even heard of that one. That's good. You got to come in and just talk about that sometime. I'm sure people are like, oh wow, I paid a lot of money for that one.
Met someone yesterday that said, well, we'll pay for it just for that chipping program. People know about it in the community.
Very cool. So what else do you want to get out there to the voters? I mean, it is a variable tax, you were saying, so that's huge.
That's huge. And we have a history of that out of Lake Valley. Back in '93, we passed a benefit assessment, which was different than a partial tax, but it was still additional money to the homeowners.
Right.
And we told the constituents at that time that if we needed those funds, that we would draw on it up to, I think it was $75. Well, we were able to offset the funds that we were looking for, and so we never drew a dime on that, even though we could have. Now people go, yeah, right, that's a variable. But if we get the grants and we can offset the costs, then we won't need the full 120. And the 120 that we're asking for also eliminates Measure M, which is a $20.
And when you say 120, is that
That's
per
a partial
parcel?
tax, yes.
Okay, I didn't know if you're asking 120 per year, 120,000 per year. Just trying to clarify for the folks.
Well, it's a partial tax per year.
Yeah, absolutely. Where do you see this going in the future? And who? I'll back that up. Who's the grant writer?
We have several.
Because that's a lot of pressure.
We have some,
and I've done well.
Yeah,
we've done really well.
7 years after Angora.
Tell them some of the grants.
Yeah.
Well, right now we have a $4.5 million grant that's been replacing wood shake roofs in the community. We've done 300 roofs this year alone with those funds. What this money allows us to do is leverage more dollars.
Yeah.
That was a very difficult grant to write because there's no free money. Every grant requires that
they want to see the return.
Some sort of match, and they want sustainability. What we're hearing from the state and federal partners is that we'll give you money to get you started to get this fuels work done and to do the clearing, but we want to see that you sustain it in perpetuity.
Yeah.
We want to make certain that the work we do now is for the future.
Yeah.
And that's what these funds allow. And but the grants will they're out there and they'll come easier. And I'm happy that it's a variable tax and that August of every year it can be reevaluated for the following year.
Oh, very good. Are there any workshops happening for this measure? I know there's one for Measure F happening, I think, next week. Is there anywhere people can find out more information?
On Wednesday at Lake Valley Fire District at Station 7 out at Myers from 5:30 to 7 or however long it takes. I'll be out there, and the rest of some of the other crew will be out there.
All the numbers spread out,
all the numbers,
the books, everything.
Transparency, everything we can, trying to answer all the questions, and basically an open house on Measure H.
And basically, keeping the community safe here. We've seen how the King Fire can devastate communities, the Angora Fire, obviously. So just really want to keep the community safe here with just a small fee, and everybody giving back and building.
And this is proactive. We're
Right, exactly. That's a good point.
It's very proactive. We're out there trying to do defensible space, clearing things, coming to homes and giving them advice on what they can do and can't do. We're working on rebates, so if you have some trees taken out, you get some funds came back. The wood roof replacement program. Homeowners have gotten up to $7,500 replacement on that. That's huge. And get those out of our district and out of our community.
So that's next
proactive
Wednesday.
things.
The workshop.
This Wednesday.
We have our website.
This
Wednesday.
Yep.
Myers Station 7 happening there. When you guys will
At
both be there, I'm sure.
5:30.
So we'll have to have you back in to talk about just wood roof replacing and the wood chip program. I'm sure people want to know more. So, and then we'll also talk about Measure H a little bit as we get closer to the ballot day.
We appreciate you allowing us to kick it off.
Yep.
Thanks for coming in early this morning, gentlemen. You're watching Tahoe Today. Now let's turn it to Dave Hamilton and his weekly movie review.